Hey everyone, and welcome back to Get to Know a Better Business. I'm your host, Olivia Mancino. Today, I am thrilled to bring you my interview with accredited business owner and attorney at law, Nefertiti France. As a family law attorney with more than 14 years of experience, she had some great insight into how the pandemic has affected family and marriages and how to be a great business owner. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really happy to have you on our program.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here and glad to share.
Awesome. So let's get started. I want to talk about what made you want to become a lawyer and talk to us a little bit about your practice.
Well, it goes back to being a child where I was one of six siblings, and I was the mediator, the facilitator, the one who could see both sides. So they always said, "Oh, she's going to be the attorney of the family." So kind of rooted in that persona, and it just developed from there.
Family law has got to be, I think, one of those ones besides, criminal law that is just really hard on you as an attorney. I mean, you deal with probably some very heavy cases.
When I first started practicing family law, I was, I am woman, hear me roar, defeating. You cannot internalize the emotions and the feelings and the frustration, the bitterness of your clients. I represent both male and female, husbands, wives, fathers, and mothers. And you can't internalize what's actually been going on in the relationship or outside of the court because it really burns you out, one. And two, you lose your objectivity.
Right.
You're there to apply the law to the applicable facts of the case. So if you kind of lose your objectivity, you start arguing from emotions. And you don't want to ever do that because your client are actually arguing from emotion,
right?
And you kind of want to guide them from that emotional foundation and say, here's the legal matter. Here's the legal argument that you want to.
So that kind of leads me to my next question. All over the news, I think in the beginning and middle of this pandemic, you saw articles about the familial stress and the divorce rates, the potential for divorce rates to change or even have a slight uptick because of just, maybe financial reasons or people being in the house on top of each other all day. Have you seen anything changed since this pandemic in the clients that you see?
So you do see an uptick of people who are inquiring, but because of the economic state, some people are hesitant to pull that trigger. Right. And I'm sensitive to that. I am sensitive to the fact that it just might be because of the pandemic. It may be that they need marriage counseling. They may have found out that their sweetheart is not as sweet as they thought they were when they're in the house with them more, or that their spouse is not as, proactive with parenting as they thought when they're in the house with them 10, 12 hours a day. So you want to be sensitive to that as a family law attorney. I always look at my practice as that I'm a family law attorney. I don't just practice family law, but I am actually a family law attorney who sees the structures of families. And they're units, they're little organizations of their own. They have the cultural differences. They have, what you might have one parent working outside the home, one parent being a stay-at-home mom or dad. You have all of those different dynamics. So you can't look at all of the family law cases and says, oh, it's just like, the cookie cutter approach like everyone else's.
That's tough. I didn't think about how that plays a role because, going through that process can really do a number on your financial situation and your credit score and everything like that. So that puts people in a tough place for sure. So I wanted to know why you decided to become BBB accredited with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have always looked at Better Business Bureau. Even before I became an attorney, I always, researched it. It's become way bigger than what it used to be 20 years ago. I always had that in the back of my head that I would want to be Better Business Bureau accredited so that when people do decide that they want to check that portion, and I'm looking for a contract, I just checked it. great reviews on this person on the BBB, and I consider it gold. I consider it, that's something that you can invest in and just have your name out there. And because of BBB's reputation, then that means that I have a little bit more credibility because BBB is saying there are no complaints out there about this business. So that's why I chose. BBB.
And we love to hear that. It makes us happy to hear that our accredited businesses also use our services to find other accredited businesses.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great network for everybody. Right. So, is there anything else that you want to mention before we wrap up?
I can lawyer, I can read law, I can argue law, but being a business owner is something separate than being an attorney. And sure. In order to have a successful business in anything that you do, you have to learn how to be a great business owner, as well as whatever product or services you provide. So I will give that to business owners throughout, my community. It's like, learn how to be a good business. And, you can be as good as you want with whatever you're doing, but if you are not a good, like if you're a chef, you open up a restaurant, if you're not a good business owner, that restaurant is going to fail. So I will recommend to anyone, learn not only your product and services, but learn how to be a business owner.
That's such good advice, because what you do in the courthouse is different from what you do in your day-to-day operations. Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that. That's great advice. We're really happy that you decided to join us on our program, and I can't wait to let everyone know about all your different services and your business advice.
It is something that I'm passionate about, and I hope that others will learn and take heed. I am still learning and taking heed from those who are further along than I am, and I hope that other businesses do so as well.
If you enjoyed our interview and want to see more, head over to our playlist under the Videos tab to see all our episodes of Get to Know a Better Business. And if you're not accredited with us but want to learn more about all the great things the BBB can do for you, visit getknowthebbb.org to learn more. Thanks for joining us.